Hi, I'm Alyssa Milano, and I'm here talking to Broadway World about my Broadway debut in Chicago. I will be playing Roxie Hart.
Now, you're about to make your Broadway debut as Roxie Hart. How excited are you?
I mean, beyond. I don't even think I could use the word excited for it. It's like I'm like a combination of thrilled and excited, and also like nervous and also nauseous, and like it's just like a bunch of emotions going on at once.
All the good things before you make your debut.
Things for sure. I feel like I'm emotionally right where I'm supposed to be.
Well, it's a lot to learn. Roxie is an iconic role in this iconic show.
It's a lot, and there's a lot of different elements, and they're all firing at once. Plus, she's kind of like she would get a gold medal in the emotional Olympics, right? So she's up and down throughout the entire show. So I feel like I'm appropriately terrified.
So what made you say yes now? Like, now I'm going to go to Broadway, and what kind of conversations did the family have of letting you say, yes, Mama, go to Broadway?
Well, funny you should ask, because my daughter, who is 10, she does musical theater in our little local community theater, and they put on these beautiful productions, and she's done 6 plays, and just seeing her fearlessness has kind of given me the power and the strength to like even consider coming back to Broadway or coming back to theater. And so she was really influential in any of it. But the audition, opportunity came up, and I was like, sure, I'll go, whatever. If I don't get it, I don't get it. Like, well, no big deal. But of course, once I started the auditioning process, which was I think it was 3 days, 3-hour session of dance, and then 2 hours of singing, and then like a scene work. I, of course, wanted it so bad. I was like, if I don't get this, I'm going to be really bummed. And we were all in Cooperstown for my son's baseball tournament, and he's 13. And my daughter came over to me, and I guess my husband had just gotten the phone call, and she said, Mama, you're going to be on Broadway. And I started crying, because it was a while before we heard anything. So I was like, oh, this is probably not going to work out. And then, then the process of like deciding whether or not I could not that I could do it physically, but that I could do it emotionally and leave the family. And we sat down at the kitchen table, the whole family, my parents, the brother, my all the kids, everybody. And my daughter, I was like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could leave my family. I don't know, like, what if I get there and I'm just, paralyzed in emotion. And my daughter looked at me deadpan. She goes, you would be an idiot not to do this. I was like,
I'm going to Broadway.
Guess what? When do we leave? Because I'm going to Broadway.
Okay, what I love about this production of Chicago is every Roxie gets to bring their own little whatever they want to bring to it. Make it special, make it yours. What is your Roxie going to be like?
My Roxie is, again, very emotional, but also I'm trying to straddle this line between her being a really empowered woman who's older than she ever intended to be, and also a very almost childlike quality to her enthusiasm. And that's very much who I am as a person. I've got, this strong woman thing, and I'm able to, sit across the table from Ted Cruz and talk about gun violence prevention. But also I have this little girl quality because I grew up in a different way than other little girls. So I think I'm constantly trying to relive a bit of my childhood. And then all the other things that you would expect from Roxie, ambitious, but she's very much like, very much like that, but then very much like this.
Okay. Learning Anne Ryan King's choreography with the Fosse style. I mean, You love Anne Ryan King, right?
I'm obsessed with Anne. Yes, I think that there is no one who can touch what she was able to accomplish on Broadway. And if I were emulating any Roxy or try, because no one can touch her, but she has been influential in my research. Let's just say that. And there are very few videos of her on YouTube. So it's been, I go down the rabbit hole of all these different productions, like the Korean production and the just looking for little clips of Anne and Bibi. But the choreography is not made for someone 5'2" with very short legs. I mean, her legs were everything. Also, she was classically trained, and I don't know, I did hip hop in my youth, So, so it's been very challenging to try to just embody just even the posture. And I actually, little secret, I asked the brilliant wardrobe department to make me a corset so that I can, now I can't really sing in the corset, but I have been rehearsing in it, dance rehearsing in it, so that I can emulate that sort of posture. But arms, a lot of arms, and
Bossy hands.
Bossy hands, but also Anne had this like movement about her that was so.
You got it.
Yeah, so Fosse. Yeah, I have it from the. If we were doing a film version of Fosse dancing, I'd be great. But no, like I'm just trying to embody as much of her as possible, while still being in my own body. Because guess what? I have a lot to do, so I have to be in my own body. It'd be different if Roxy had one number, and she could go out there and completely be Fosse-esque. But she has to be grounded just for the endurance of the performances.
Then they're singing the beautiful Kander and Ebb score. What's that been like learning?
I mean,
You have a favorite already?
My favorites change depending on what week it is. This week it's Funny Honey only because I've conquered the ladder. Whatever with that ladder.
It's a great moment.
It's a great moment. And, I think it's amazing that it has stayed the same for 30 years. They have not changed the rung. I was like, you could at least change it from round rungs to flat rungs. Even that would just make it safer. But yeah, in the last, I would say, the last 5 days, I have conquered it, and which is good because I go on in 12 days. But yeah, I'm starting to feel very confident on it because it's not just getting up there; it's singing and dancing on a ladder with round rungs and heels.
Yeah, but I've watched your Instagrams, and you look fabulous on that ladder.
Thank you.
So, what are you looking forward to the most about that first performance on stage in Chicago?
I think the camaraderie, and to have the rest of the cast to just to be with, and I think that that's something that is missing in the film industry nowadays and TV even. I think that there is an element of when you do your take, when you do your close-up, when you do your scene, you go into your trailer, you're not really hanging out with everyone. And I think this, even just from day one, has felt so connected with everyone. And so, you've been to the Ambassador, everyone hangs out on the steps. And I'm just really looking forward to being there. And I thank God that it is that way, because if I felt like I was doing this in a vacuum or my own little silo, I think I would be a lot more nervous. But I know that we're all in it together. And I think that's also the beauty of the ever-changing cast, even just of the Amoses and the Velmas and the Billy Flynns. It sort of equals out the playing field, so that I don't feel like, oh, well, everyone's you know, in their own groove. And here I am, I'm coming in and jumping on the moving train. It just, everyone's jumping on the moving train.
It's the best family to be a part of, the Chicago family.
It's such an institution, and I feel so honored just to be around these people.